Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, we have an article here which is all about Nicola Sturgeon's memory. Now, we all know that this woman is ultimately responsible for everything that happens. And now she's trying to claim that she has memory problems. She can't remember this, can't remember that. And what she's saying now is she can't remember if she was told whether or not she should, delete or save emails and WhatsApps and things, even though she had previously said she will retain them all. So everything she's saying is coming across as completely unbelievable. She's squirming like, when you pick a brick up and all these crawling things run and hide from the light. That is exactly where Nicola Sturgeon is at the moment, because she knows that what she's saying is complete BS. And she knows that what she's saying is completely unbelievable. But she's still got to say it because she can't admit the truth, which is that she's deliberately deleted these things to obstruct justice. She herself said that she would retain everything. So this claim that she cannot remember whether or not she was told to retain it or not is completely, as I say, unbelievable. But we'll take a look at this and we'll do the story about what I believe is a woman complicit in the deaths of 4,000 people. I mean, she's being investigated for corporate homicide, for heaven's sake. And on that point, quick aside, I'm hoping to later on today do an interview with Leslie Roberts regarding all of this, so keep an eye out for that one. I'm just waiting to hear back from Leslie right now. But we'll take a look at this Nicola Sturgeon thing to see why this crawling maggot of a woman is desperate to not be held responsible for everything that's happened. Here goes. So, new Nicola Sturgeon COVID WhatsApp revelations raise serious questions as she's failed to remember inquiry requests. Now, let's be honest, and I will say straight up here, I'm calling her a liar. There is no way she failed to remember this. She's pretending to not remember. She's pretending to say, I can't recall. But she knows full well, and we all know that she knows full well what she shouldn't have done and what she chose to do. And all this claim that she has no memory. What is a woman in that position trying to do if she lacks basic human memory? Is she so mentally challenged that she can't remember things? Is the Alzheimer's cut in so badly that she shouldn't have been in that position of power? Or is it, as we suspect, a whole load of sheer and utter horseshit as she's desperately scrambling to find a way of avoiding any kind of accountability for what, in my opinion, was 4,000 cases of corporate homicide? The former First Minister asked the Scottish Government officials if she had definitely seen warnings from the UK Government not to delete her informal pandemic messages, with these letters sent repeatedly in 21 and 22. Oh yes, you've got to tell me whether I've seen something. I'm getting that in now so that I can have it as a defence later on, because I know full well what I'm doing and I need to lay the groundworks for a defence in a court case that's most definitely coming my way for the awful things that I have done, allegedly. Careful with the wording, eh? Serious questions have been raised about Nicola Sturgeon and her COVID WhatsApps following new revelations that she failed to remember when the inquiry asked her not to delete her chats. This is sheer bollocks, isn't it? The former First Minister provoked fury earlier this year when it was revealed she wiped all of her informal correspondence surrounding the pandemic. She did this despite promising bereaved families and all of Scotland on a televised briefing in August 2021 that she would keep all of her emails, WhatsApps and private emails related to her government's response to the virus. But she had already been deleting them by this time. And now the Scottish Daily Express can reveal that Miss Sturgeon claimed to Scottish Government officials that she was not sure whether she'd seen any of the demands made by the UK Government to keep a hold of all relevant materials, despite them asking for this repeatedly. She knew, and now she's trying to say, I don't think I've seen anything official telling me to. Well, it's completely unbelievable. If this woman was in a court of law and you were on the jury, would you think she was telling the truth or lying through her teeth to stop her spending the rest of her life in prison for murder? Who knows? In emails between the former First Minister and civil servants involved in preparatory work for the UK COVID inquiry, she asked for clarification of whether any of the communications mentioned in the bullet points were shared with me. You've seen them, you know. How can you expect other people to know what you've read? But the fact is, you know. You know full well. She referenced letters sent to the SNP executive by the Westminster's Permanent Secretary in June 21, Feb 22 and October 22. These requested that information of potential relevancy to a forthcoming inquiry be retained. An official wrote back to her to say that it is unlikely you would have seen the Permsex letters, although I cannot confirm that 100%. Even if she didn't see the Permanent Secretary's letters, her officials will most definitely have done so and will have told her. And why would she not be seeing these letters? This is senior government stuff. Are they saying that they hid stuff from the First Minister? I don't think Nicola Sturgeon ever had stuff hidden from her. She would have been involved in everything. She's not the sort that likes to delegate power. She must be pulling the levers at all times. During Miss Sturgeon's evidence to the inquiry, it was revealed she'd already wiped a substantial amount of her messages before she proclaimed on live TV that she would hand them over to any probe which would take place. And she's repeatedly stated that no government business took place on the likes of WhatsApps. And we know for a fact that that is an absolute barefaced lie. And because we've caught her in one lie, it means you can believe nothing that lying bitch ever says. And you can sue me, Nicola. I'm calling you a liar. Go on, sue me. I look forward to it, because all I've got to do is say, ta-da, and you're a liar. And then you lose. And you've got no belief. Nobody believes a word you say anymore anyway. This is the trouble when you get caught out lying on multiple occasions, isn't it? However, other evidence gathered during the inquiry found that this was actually not true. Of course it is. Liz Lloyd. The decisions being discussed between her and the chief advisor, Liz Lloyd, thank you, including about how many people should be allowed at weddings during the pandemic, amongst many other things. Herself, her deputy John Swinney, and numerous key civil servants, including National Clinical Director Leach and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Gregor Smith, insisted that it was government policy to delete all informal messages. It was no such thing. It was their policy to do so because they knew they didn't fancy time in prison. Her former Finance Secretary Kate Forbes disputed this during her evidence sessions, as she had kept all of her relevant correspondence and was not aware of the policy. The SNP executive came under fire for its secrecy surrounding its decision making during the pandemic. Gosh, say it ain't so. Say the SNP aren't a bunch of secretive two-faced tossers who were doing everything they could to eradicate those people who would potentially vote Union. Scottish Tory Chairman Craig Hoy insisted that these revelations raised further serious questions about Nicola Sturgeon's use of WhatsApps and her broken promises to bereaved COVID families. The woman has no honour and she has no shame. And unfortunately, she still has her freedom. And that needs to be sorted out. And she needs to see the inside of an 8x6 cell and look at it every day for the remainder of her miserable, worthless, lie-filled, two-faced life. She is a crawling maggot, isn't she? She's an insect. Those betrayed families will be demanding why the former First Minister needed any clarification on keeping crucial messages when she had already publicly committed to doing so, and while even saying that, knew she was still deleting them. She has no honour at all. She can never be trusted. She wants her legacy, her record. Well, her legacy is one of a disgusting piece of human shit. I've got no other way. I loathe her. I loathe every atom of her being. And look at her sitting there, squirming like some horrible cockroach. Not even a good cockroach. A cancerous, diseased cockroach. For that's what she is. Coming up. Now we can all see what this is, can't we? We can all see what she's doing. She's gaslighting her defence. Oh, was I shown this? Oh, was I officially told? And it's all bollocks. We know it. This is this woman knowing, I think she knows she's going to be facing a court case and she's trying to build a defence now. trying to make it out as though she didn't officially know that she had to do it. And it won't wash. And if I was on that jury, I tell you now, straight up, she'd be guilty before she was even marched into that court. But I'm not going to sway anyone's decision. You must make your own mind up whether you think that this woman is telling the truth or not, even though she has already been caught out many times in many lies. I'll stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and I will speak to you later. Bye.